Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another Bridgerton video for you today. So in today's video, I really want to focus on Francesca and Kilmartin's relationship, and more specifically the controversy surrounding their relationship. So first things first, I just want to say I thought the relationship was really cute, and I feel like everybody else thought this as well. I don't think anybody had anything negative to say about the relationship because it was really cute. Throughout the season they spent a lot of time not talking together, and I thought this was really cute to see because it kind of reminds me of how I act in my own personal relationships, because sometimes you don't really feel like talking to your friend or your partner or your family member or whatever, but you still want to be in their presence. And sitting in silence is a form of bonding or a form of intimacy for some people. So I feel like their love story was very refreshing to see, as opposed to what is normal in the romance genre. I feel like in the romance genre, the love stories are very over the top and dramatic, and very similar to basically Kate and Anthony's relationship in season 2. So I feel like, again, Francesca and Kilmartin's relationship was very refreshing to see, and it was more realistic and relatable, and it felt less rushed as opposed to take Colin and Penelope's romantic relationship, because in each episode you could really see Kilmartin and Francesca's love gradually increase for one another. So let's talk about the controversy. So the controversy is surrounding what happened in the final episode of season 3. So in the final episode of season 3, Kilmartin introduces Francesca to his cousin Michaela, and when Francesca sees Michaela, she gets nervous and flustered and starts blushing in the way that you would around a crush. Now, this season finale stirred up a lot of controversy amongst the Bridgerton fandom, because in the book series, Michaela is actually Michael. So people are upset about the gender swap. Now, I'm going to briefly talk about the book series because it'll explain why people are mad about the gender swap. So in the series, Kilmartin and Francesca get married, that's canon, but also Francesca and Michael develop a friendship. And basically, Michael is to put it bluntly, he's a he likes to get around. He's loosey-goosey or whatever. And so in the books, Francesca is kind of curious or intrigued by his sexual relationships with women. So she always asks questions about it and asks him to share stories about it with her. So that's basically the basis of their friendship and how they grew closer together. 2 years pass and Kilmartin dies, and Michael and Francesca end up getting married and having children together. Now, in Francesca and Michael's love story, Francesca deals with infertility, and a lot of people are upset about Michael's gender swap because they think that Francesca's infertility story will be erased. So I want to tell you what I think about this. I think people being upset that Michael turned into Michaela is kind of ridiculous, because I don't see how that affects her dealing with infertility. Because if Francesca and Kilmartin are together for 2 years, there's gonna be a few times where they're gonna try and conceive a baby. So if there's no longer a Michael, if Michael becomes Michaela, don't you think they're gonna incorporate the infertility storyline into Francesca's relationship with Kilmartin? It's not gonna be erased. I feel like the fandom is just making issues out of nothing, and all of this vitriol and hate or whatever surrounding Michaela is literally just undercover homophobia. Except it's not undercover. It's very blatant and obvious. I feel like a lot of people are upset about this because in romances, whether it's books, TV shows, movies, whatever, a lot of people insert themselves into the romance. So now that Francesca is in a relationship with a woman, fans are uncomfortable and they feel like they can't insert themselves into this kind of relationship. But I feel like some of you guys have to get over yourselves, because the majority of the relationships in the show are heterosexual. And if this relationship is what makes you stop watching the show, number one, you'll survive, and number two, I'm sure you can find another show that has heterosexual relationships for you to insert yourself into. You guys are upset about one queer relationship in the show, one queer relationship out of 10 other straight relationships. I think you guys will survive, and you guys have to stop pretending it's because you want Francesca to have her infertility storyline. No, you just don't want to see gay people. You just don't want to see two lesbians be happy together. But I feel like it's also ridiculous because had it been two men, nobody would have cared. They'd been like, okay, period, like men on men, like period, because a lot of you guys fetishize male, like queer male relationships. But when you see queer female relationships are uncomfortable because you can't insert yourself into it. Because if it's a man and another man, you could pretend like you're the other man. But you guys have to get over yourself. Like, there's countless of mainstream television shows that have straight relationships. This is one queer relationship. One queer relationship. But if anything, I don't really like the idea of Francesca being gay or bisexual, and and it's not for the same reason as the clearly homophobic fans in the Bridgerton fandom. I feel like it doesn't make any sense because I feel like the writers just threw in Francesca being gay or bisexual without any thought process behind it. Because personally, I feel like if anyone in the show should have been queer or should have had a queer romantic storyline, it should have been Eloise, because she's never really been interested in guys before. She was only interested in like one guy, but that still doesn't mean that they can't explore her sexuality more in the show. That doesn't mean that they can't make her character bisexual or gay or anything. So yeah, like I hope that when she goes to Scotland with Francesca and Kilmartin, she's able to explore her sexuality more, because I feel like they've really put her character on the back burner and she hasn't really had any sort of character development. Like, she has had some character development, but not enough in like a romantic sense. So yeah, personally, I'm not like vehemently against all of this like some of the other Bridgerton fans. I'm actually excited to see a queer relationship represented in such a popular and mainstream television show, because I feel like a lot of the gay or queer relationships we see in media are just queer male relationships. And so I don't know, I think it's really refreshing to see a queer female relationship as opposed to just a queer male one. I feel like it's high time we get more queer female relationships because everyone deserves representation. Like, when you don't incorporate these stories into media, it's like you're trying to erase these people out of existence, but these people do exist and their stories are important, their stories matter, and their stories deserve to be told. So yeah, anyways, those are all my thoughts on Francesca and Kilmartin's relationship and all the controversy surrounding it. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk about that, and I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. But please be respectful in the comments. Please don't say anything crazy about me, the actors, or anybody in the comments, most importantly, because at the end of the day, this is just a show and we're all having fun here. This is just for fun. Like, let's not take this too seriously, because this is not real life. This is just a show at the end of the day. Okay, so yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, be happy, be healthy. Bye.